Well, hello everyone. Good gracious, hi, hey. I'm gonna try to do a video again. I've been home now for a few weeks and I have seems like everything I try to do, just I'm spinning my wheels. But I did get one thing accomplished. One big thing. Well, and buying stuff. When you can't do videos, you buy stuff. Right. Anyway, so yeah, I have tried to do several videos, several books. Um, you go and you gather the stuff, especially, well, with all of our books, we have to gather the supplies, basically what we think we are going to use, because if you're like me, you hate jumping up and down, oh, I got to get such and such. So you have to have an idea of what you're going to work with. So I came back and I wanted to work on that cookbook that I had done a video about before I left to go out of town to Georgia. And though I tried, I could not pull together enough images from the magazines that I wanted to use. Not that I don't have a ton of magazines. I wanted to use the more heavier paper weighted magazine pages. And even though I have a lot of cookbooks, I just didn't want to tear them up. And so I just couldn't seem to pull it together. So I said, okay, I put it in a folder. I stuck it over there in my basket. I said, okay, well, I'm going to do a travel glue book, because I don't have one. I've been wanting to do one forever and a very long time, and I haven't done it. So I said, I'm going to do that. So I said, surely all these magazines, surely they have a lot of travel stuff. I mean, I have Southern Living, they have all kind of stuff in them. But I couldn't find my magazines. So having moved, they're packed up and they're supposed to be in this room or in the room next to me, and they're not. And I can't find my magazines. And so the room that they may be in, hopefully, is such a disaster that I can't actually get to everything. So I'm going to have my husband help me find my magazines if we can this weekend, because we're having our son and his wife and baby daughter coming up for Father's Day, and they're coming in today. And I tried to make this video for this book yesterday because they were coming in today, because this is for her birthday. And it's like listening to a dead person talk. It was just terrible. It was just terrible. I'm like, what on earth, So, I know it's because of some things that's been going on. I know that. You don't know that, but, all right. So today I'm like, you know what? I'm going upstairs. I'm going to do a video, and whatever comes out, comes out. Okay. So this is what you get. So if you want to listen, you can. And if you don't, just fast forward or move on, whatever. It's up to you, really. Okay. So as I said, I could not get either of those books. And there was a third one I tried to do, but for the life of me, I didn't get far enough on it to actually put anything over in the basket for. So I don't even remember what that one was. So anyway, so the month of May, other than being Mother's Day month, is also several birthday days in the month of May for our family, and it was a pleasant surprise to find out that my daughter-in-law has a birthday in May, and hers is towards the end of May, like mine is. And then my oldest grandson's birthday is at the 1st of May. And then I have an aunt also whose birthday is at the 1st of May. And so lots of birthdays in May. And I think my husband has a family member whose birthday is in May. So lots of birthdays in May. So I could have gotten a gift card and stuck it in the card and sent it to her, because she's not local. She's, out of town, and they are in the process right now of relocating. him being in the service and transferring to a different branch. So they're kind of in a transition stage. I did buy her a card, and I was going to send it, and I was out of town longer than I expected to be. Um, I hope this video is doing okay because it's doing all kind of weird things over there on my screen. So I hope so. So she was, I was out of town 2 weeks longer than I expected to help my mom move. And, I had already done a video about all of that, and it just didn't work out, so I never posted it. So, my mom, we've been trying to get her to move up to Raleigh. She has family there, and my sister is there, and I was there to live up there. So she has less responsibilities in the place where she was living, and, not able to keep it up like she'd like to. And so it was like a sudden last minute because we had the realtor come, and the realtor said, well, now's the time. It's a beach area. Now's the time to do the the posting of the property on sit for sale. So it was like a hurricane wind, rush, 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 get it done. And my poor sister everybody's kind of dragging their feet, and she's had a time, but it's been hard on all of us for the fact that we lost our dad 10 years or so ago. I don't even know how long it's been. Seems like forever now. But it was like kind of like losing him all over again. And because after that period of time, there's this has gone that way and that's gone that way, and it's not a lot left of him, like when he was alive. And it's never that way with any of us. It always happens that way. It's for whatever reason. So yeah, it's been hard on all of us. So yeah, I just had a hard time getting the video done. Not thinking of that, but just just the stress of everything. Anyway, so long story short, I'm here. I'm doing this video, and I hope it works out because it's been really weird. Okay, so when I couldn't do the videos and I couldn't do the books, I watched a lot of videos as I was making this book, which, wow, gals, y'all have really been busy. A lot busier than I've been able to be, it looks like. I've got one book done, and I don't know, you guys got tons of things done. Jabed, and oh my goodness, I enjoyed watching her book this morning that she had put up. I love her nature and her embroidery that she does in her books. It's very inspiring. I just love it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, embroidery is kind of a tedious thing for me. And so, but I think I'm going to take inspiration from her and try to do it because I love embroidery. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, Jabed, and oh my goodness, Sagita, and oh my goodness, those are just names that pop up to me. But guys, I watch all of your videos. And one day, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start when I watch a video and I really like it, I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper, and the next time I do a video, I'm going to at least show it to you guys. I'm not going to call out everybody's name because I watch tons of videos when I'm working. And sometimes I don't get much work done because I'm so busy, going through the videos. So, yeah. Anyway, so I have been sewing since I was a teenager. It's in my blood. It's in my line. My family line, my grandmother, my aunts, my mom, they all sewed. And I was telling my husband the other day, and I tried to mention it on one of those silly videos that didn't get up. You would think I would have more, fabric and laces and buttons and all this beautiful things that I've used so many years to make garments out of. You would think I would have them. And I told my husband, I said, I don't, because when I bought them, I said, we didn't have near as much money as we have now. And when I bought them, they were expensive, and they weren't, you couldn't go on eBay, and you couldn't go on, I didn't even know what eBay was. if it even existed. And you couldn't go on Etsy. I don't know if there was any Etsy. And all these places that, you can go straight to China, to the provider, almost close enough with some of these places. And it was not available then like that. So stuff was really expensive, and nice lace was nice lace, and it was costly. So maybe one day I'll pull out some old pictures and show you some of the garments I made. But anyway, nobody's probably interested in that. So I have been looking at all these beautiful lace books. Now, I did make this one for my aunt. It's been a few years ago, and I still haven't given it to her for the simple fact that I wanted to make another one, and I've moved around so much, and everything's gone on that I did not make another one, and I am determined. I keep telling myself, Julie, you need to do that so you can give her that book. She's going to be passed on into the next life, and she's not going to have that book. I'm like, good grief. I mean, I'm just terrible. But anyway, I made her this beautiful, beautiful book. I mean, it's just, I like the colors, the pink and the cream. And I made her this needle book. This is a needle book. And it's also a notions. Needle and notions is really what I should call it, because I made spaces specifically. I did a video on it. If you want to see that, it's somewhere in my repertoire here on YouTube. And I made that for her. And this was from the bits of laces that I had on hand that I had purchased. A few in kits, most likely, and then some from Joann's, maybe, I don't know, but I didn't have many. Okay, so I've been looking at all these gorgeous books, and I was thinking I would love to at least try that. Now I am a practical person, and forgive my rambling. I'm supposed to be showing you a book, and it's 12 minutes into this video. I am very practical. And, I think I get that terribly much from my dad. And if it's not practical, or maybe my mom, I don't know, maybe both of them. If it's not extremely, if it doesn't make sense, then why do it? I've never been a frivolous person, sad to say, because, we all need a little frivolity in our life. But I have learned to try to be less rigid and less practical. I'm going to pull this stuff out while I'm yakking. So when I saw all those gorgeous lace books just made just because they're just beautiful, I thought, well, and I was trying to reason in my mind, okay, I can use it as a pillow. Or now this is how my brain works, okay? Or I could use it just, set it up on a stand in the corner in my craft room just to be pretty. Like, I do have some books I made. I mean, let me quickly grab them and show them to you, because I don't know. I'm really not certain. I feel like a lost puppy on YouTube. I feel like no one knows I'm there. So I had made these, oh my goodness, years ago. I think I had a store with my sister, Life on the Scrappy Side, when I made these. I'm not sure, but I did sell these kits for a while, and I think I sold maybe one kit way back then. But anyway, I do like frivolity, and I made this one for my baby girl. She is my one and only daughter, and I just haven't put any pictures in here, and moving it around, I've lost this side of the collar, and I've got to go to my stash and find some of this and replace it. I do have some more of it. So moving it around, and it hangs up on this. I hang them up on this in my room. So I said, I brought this to tell you that. I said, I could just, put it in my room for decoration. Because to me, they are beautiful, really. They are beautiful. I mean, some of them just, your jaw drops and your heart pants a little faster, and you're like, oh my goodness. And it's the laces, right? It's the laces. And I was thinking, I was watching someone yesterday, and she was demonstrating how she actually assembles her book. And forgive me, I did not write your name down either, but I keep it in my repertoire on YouTube. And I put it under, lace books or whatever, so that I can find it again. At least I do that. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of laces and frillies and all these. Oh my goodness, she had lace. You couldn't see anything but lace on her desk. It was just amazing. And me being a seamstress, that was like being in the candy store. So anyway, so I did order a couple of kits from this lady on eBay. And I've kind of stuck. I'm not going to pull this out, okay? But she has some appliques and buttons and handmade ribbon roses and some floss and pearls and trim, but a button or two, some handmade flowers, some appliques and stamen. And then she gave me this little pack of butterflies for a thank you gift. I'll show you real quick her shop. I don't normally do this, but I will. Sunshine Gallery of Delight Treasure, and her name is Sherry Soderland. So her name on eBay is Sunshine Gallery of Delightful Treasure. That is really long. So anyway, I'll try to link that if it doesn't absolutely leave my mind on this video. So anyway, so I ordered a couple. She had sets, and these are not as they came exactly because I pulled them out. I've looked at them, and since it was all white, I thought I couldn't go wrong because I can dye it or coffee dye it or tea stain it or whatever. Which I haven't tried, by the way, okay? Just so you guys know, I've seen some of your beautiful, who is it? Oh, geez, her name escapes me too right now, but she did a video. I just watched it yesterday. I don't know when she put it up, but on dyeing with an avocado, and her stuff turned out pink. And like someone else that commented on her video, they said, well, I wouldn't have thought an avocado would make something pink. It was gorgeous. It was to die for gorgeous. So I got this kit. There's two kits. Now, all this didn't come in this one. These are two. So I kind of like stuck everything in here, okay? So there's all kind of ribbons. And it shows you on her pictures exactly what comes in each kit. Isn't that trim? Beautiful. I would love to get up some yardage of that. But I thought I would just get a kit because in a kit you can get a variety, like this, for instance. And different kinds of a variety. And I needed a variety if I was going to do a book, anything close to the ones that you guys are doing. So I am trying to build my stash up a little bit. And there's also some fabric and a little bit of lace there. So she the truth is you could do a small book, if not larger, with her kits because they're very nice. That's satin fabric in there. Both bags had satin fabric. And I did, like I said, got white. Now, when I looked at the picture, I thought they were cream. I thought one of them were cream colored more so, but it was white, but that's okay. And look at this. This is really pretty. This is beautiful. This is the color scheme I would love to go for with my book. The golden beige and the creamy white. I just love that. That is just beautiful. Anyway, this was not supposed to be about a kit, but this is me talking after weeks of not being on here. So yeah, this is me. So there's some pearl bead trim that's just gorgeous. And I know all of you guys have all this, but I didn't. I didn't have it because, as I was saying before I changed the subject somehow, I don't think I continued to say that whatever I bought when I was doing my garment sewing, um, all the time, I made all the clothes I wore practically when I was younger, um, in my younger years, um, was that I used what I bought. In other words, I was saying all that to say I used it on the garment. If it was a zipper, if it was, thread might have been the only thing left over, a button or two, and I used it. So, yeah. So I'm going to quickly go through this book. I want to document it for my daughter-in-law, as well as to show it off to you guys, because I just really like how it turned out. It's not perfect. I did not decoupage it. I thought I would just leave it like it is. I just love how it feels. And this is just a bit that was in one of those packages where you get, vellum and different things and shapes and die cuts. This was in there, and I really like what it said. And this is the first book I've made my daughter-in-law, and I wanted it to be a journal for her, but I also wanted it to, it doesn't matter if it's her or whoever it is, when I make a book for someone else, I want it to reflect them and a little bit of me because I made it. So that is kind of what I did here. And my daughter-in-law may not know this unless my son told her, and I don't think he did because I don't think he even knows that when I was a young girl, I was tomboyish. And I've always loved the frilly things in life, and I've always loved to climb trees and play ball and kick ball. And, I think there's a little tomboy in most of us. And so denim was one of my favorite things when I was, well, it still is. I still love denim. It's my favorite fabric, I do believe, to wear. And so I've made tons of denim skirts in my life. And I just love denim. So when I saw this border laying over there in my stuff, I used it, but I also put some lace on top of it. This is a square doily, but I just used the border sticking out. The whole thing's back there, but and I glued this all down so it won't come up. And I put her name over here. This was a little nice, unthought of mistake here, where the signature sewing it ended up on the outside of the book rather than the inside. And so I used half of it out and half of it in. I stuck it back through the hole there and used it in the middle. And I put her name on here and some bits and bobs and some beautiful fabric that I absolutely love, quilting fabric that I bought years ago to make a quilt with. Okay, so in the book I go. So this piece of paper was out of the newest Daphne's Diary. So there's some Daphne's Diary in here. There's a couple different things in here from different magazines, and I'm going to kind of, go through this. I made her a pocket here. I may do a plate here, an intro plate like I did for my granddaughter's book, but I haven't done that yet. This picture, I want to show you this. This is what I had on the screen when I first started the video. I am loving my journal, loving my journal. I found this picture in a magazine of mine. This is the original, and it really shows the little girl in all her glory and all her proudness of her costume that has been, from the crown to the cape that she is wearing, has been hand crocheted by someone. Okay, and you suspect, I know it was for a magazine, but you suspect it, may have been a family member. And she is so proud of it. And when I saw this little girl, right away, my daughter-in-law came to mind. And I quickly grabbed a piece of paper and wrote down this poem for her. It came to my mind, and I wrote it down. And it came to me in two parts. So I'm going to read the first part to you, because you can see how there's different heights of letters there. The first part, when I saw it, said, "Hold your head up high, keep a twinkle in your eye, and an unsuspecting grin upon your lips. that was the first part of the poem that immediately came to my mind when I saw this picture and thought of Alicia. And then I looked at it again, and even though she's not in a, even though she is not looking in a proud manner, and my daughter-in-law is nowhere near that kind of person, and a kind of awe came over me and a humbleness, and I wrote the rest of the poem. So I'll read it like that now. And it's hold your head up high above reproach. Keep a twinkle in your eye, clear and true, and an unsuspecting grin upon your lips to scatter joy. P.S. And let others shine your crown. And I, put my name on there and dated it. So that was the original. I wanted to show you that because this one cut off I took a picture with my phone and printed it on photo paper. It cut part of the crown off, but I put it in here anyway, and because you can still see it, and you can tell it was just adorable. It's crocheted and everything. So I did this for her. Moving on. So you can see what's here. Did some collaging on that page. My daughter-in-law wanted to be a veterinarian, and she got married right out of high school pretty much, and I hope that she pursues that. She wanted to take classes online, and she has not yet been able, for whatever reason, to do that. But I hope she pursues that career. So she loves animals. She had horses over here in her home, her family home. She had horses, chickens, goats. They had all kind of farm animals. And she is an animal lover. She has cats and dogs and all kinds of things. Not things, all kinds of animals. I'm sorry. So yeah, I made this for her. And as I flip through, you can see the various animals that I gathered from various magazines. See, this is the kind of paper I like, the nice writing surface type. And I did it's the old-fashioned name for this is a decal, but it's a rub-on and some stamping here. And I wrote this little bit for her, but when I was writing, my English brain, because I should have been an English teacher, even though, okay, don't judge me. But I don't mean that because I'm prim and proper. I mean it because I love English, and I love language and that sort of thing. But anyway, but I meant to do it as a pun on the page. So when I write, when life is rough, I meant to put RUFF for the dog's bark, and I spelled it properly, as it should be. And it says just fly above it. So I wrote that for her. So I was very inspired in doing this book, and I always am when it's for someone else, more so than for myself. This is an owl booklet, and I did some a little signature here and put some paper in there for her. I'm trying to hurry because I've already took up so much time as it is. I did some scrapbook paper on the edges, especially the plain pages that has pockets. Didn't put tags in every little place because I could have done a whole lot more in this book to stamp it and doodle on it and all that sort of thing, but I left it for her to do. I thought when she sees that, she can write down whatever it is that inspires her about that page. So yeah, I just did just made it presentable, pretty touches, my touches in it. This flips out. So she'll have, space for journaling. I am going to give her some washi tape with this so that she can washi tape or tape in bits that she might write or, write down or whatever. I am hurrying because because I took so long. Okay, so here is some drawing paper I've stuck in here. Did some stamping. Okay. Made some pockets there, left that kind of plain, just did. Put a piece of coffee stain paper down here at the bottom. Look at that cute little dog. Isn't he adorable? Absolutely adorable. Another piece of that fabric. A little flip out pocket here, and this is also a pocket. I probably should stick something in there so that she can see that's not just to write on. I did a tag in there. I did this to show her she can use washi tape even if it doesn't have this part. She can stick washi tape on here and stick it in a book and then washi tape the other side, and it'll flip back and forth the same for her. So I left that page kind of plain. This is another poem. It is adorable. I got it out of a Ideals magazine that I picked up on my journeys to Georgia. My daughter took me to some great resale shops or thrift stores or whatever they're called. They're kind of antique thrift, sort of that sort of stores. And it was in a book. And I'm going to read it to you real quick. I know I've been on here forever. I put this little butterfly on here and put some gold ink pad on it to kind of, you know, tatter it up a bit. And it's Example by Marty Hale, and there's a beautiful picture that went on the other page that went with this, but I had to trim, I didn't even want to trim this down, but I had to because it was smack in the middle of the page and I couldn't just fold it. I really, really wanted to fold it. So I had to cut it out. And there's another one on the back, but I want my boy to have a dog or maybe 2 or 3. He'll learn from them much easier than he would learn from me. A dog will show him how to love and bear no grudge or hate. I'm not so good at that myself, but dogs will do it straight. I want my boy to have a dog to be his pal and friend, so he may learn that friendship sticks faithful to the end. And if I should select a school to teach my boy to live, I'd get a pair of pups for him that had these things to give. There never yet has been a dog who learned to double-cross, nor catered to you when you won, then dropped you when you lost. To teach my boy of friendship's worth, I'll never sign him up with any school that ever was. I'll just buy him a pup. I thought that was adorable. And then the picture, a painter did a picture that was on the page beside it. It was amazing. It's amazing. I am going to frame that because I have grandsons and a son, and I'm going to frame that. This is a tag. I had purchased some items from someone on Etsy. I believe it was Etsy. And this is a bit that was on one of the, you know, like the envelope you saw earlier. That was from extras I had purchased from her. And I stuck that on that tag for her. Favorite things, some washi tape. That's an old calendar page from a journal, from a planner. Look at these owls. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't know how well you can see anything in this because my little screen for my camera, for my Logitech, is so small. It's like in a corner of my computer, and I don't know really how you're seeing this without seeing it, you know, after it's published. But so adorable. This lady, Bryony Rose Jennings, beautiful work. Nice. Oh my goodness. And she did that dog on the other page way back there. Just beautiful work with fabric. So yeah, some journaling, some last page, and that is the end. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you guys go, and hopefully it won't take me as long to get something done next time around. And y'all have a great day, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all your gorgeous books, albums, journals, and videos, guys. Have a great day.